You are listening to a podcast of the Geek.io Media Network. For all of our shows and more, visit geek-io.net. And to help support the network, head over to patreon.com/geekio.
Now for a lesson.
Konbanwa, Anime Otaku Show e yokoso. Good evening. Welcome to the Anime Otaku Show.
You may have heard these words before, but I'll teach you what they really mean.
Remember, we will be discussing all episodes up to the ones we talk about tonight. Anata go Sopora o Kinishi Nanara Soyo. If you don't mind spoilers, welcome.
Go beyond! Plus!
Yes, indeed! Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Konbanwa, minasan. This is the Anime Otaku Show, episode number 34. I am your host, First Class Hunter from Florida, CJ Boat. And joining me in this world that we call internet are, of course, Josh, Collective, Unconsciously Powered McGrath.
It'll make sense, I promise.
I don't believe you. Carrie Chekhov's Manju Wilcox.
Hi, I have most of a voice again.
I don't think you guys know how to play this game about the nicknaming. Justin, damned veggie thief. Carol is out on baby watch. We're hoping for a baby soon. Much love to him. And goddamn you, Josh, ruining that poor girl. This is all your fault.
Yes?
I'll go now.
And of course, the man driving us, it's the one, the only Raul, Mr. Weed Garza. What? Awesome. You're my favorite man. Dude. I'm just sit here and stand over you for a bit, if that's all right with you. Even if it's not, I'm just gonna be here.
Oh man, that would be the worst kind of breather.
I'm gonna be over here. We're the best. I hope my background doesn't mess up because I don't have my green screen up, so it's just hardware disabling it because now I can just woo. Oh man, we've been watching some animes, you guys. We have two new shows they were trying out, putting our pants on or something. Hey Josh, what are we talking about tonight?
I have questions about your choices in turns of phrase, CJ, but
You must be new here.
we are continuing our ongoing coverage of the wonderful, fantastic, magnificent Rimuru-sama. With That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime, or as the novels are translated, Regarding Reincarnation as Slime.
Yeah, that's weird. I saw that the other day on the Reddit. I'm like, the hell is going on here?
Or even better, Regarding Reincarnated to Slime.
English. Hey.
Oh.
Yay. They're together now. Sorry.
We are watching Season 1, Episode 13, The Great Clash, and Season 1, Episode 14, The One Who Devours All.
I definitely heard owl at first.
Yeah, you definitely said you put an A. You put that Ohio W in there that doesn't belong. And
Yeah, I mean that happens. I'm trying to get rid of it, but you know,
it's hard.
27 years, hard habit to kick. It's my sin. I gotta live with it. But we're not talking about those sins. We're talking about the 7 deadly sins, or 6.5 sins apparently. With season 2/3, episode 13, Farewell, Beloved Thief, and season 3, episode 14, Praise the Motherfucking Sun!
Yes!
Oh my god! Oh, I've got a thing to do with episode 13. Damn you, shonen bullshit! Damn you! For making me feels!
Right?
That's how you know it's good shonen bullshit, when it gives you the feels. And new this season, we're picking up Mob Psycho 100 Season 2 with Episode 1, Ripped Apart, Someone is Watching, and I got no privacy. Oh, whoa. I mean, and season 2, episode 2, Urban Legends Encountering Rumors. And hopefully breaking the Grand Crest curse, we have Kaguya-Sama Love is War. Season 1, episode 1, I Will Make You Invite Me to a Movie. Kaguya wants to be stopped, and Kaguya wants it.
I mean, she does.
Yeah, she does.
And we have season 1, episode 2. That's right, that was all one episode, folks.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Kaguya wants to trade, Chika wants to go somewhere, and Miyuki wants to hide his ignorance.
Oh, where do we want to dive in this?
I mean, top to bottom works for me.
All right, so
No.
Started from the bottom, now we here.
Let's get that slime tensei up.
Shit's going down, yo.
Yeah, it is. All the orc build up done. We begin the fight, the actual full blown war in episode 13. We're dealing with the fallout of Gabiru being a
Dick.
yeah.
oh, but I did it was this episode where he just didn't abandon the goblins.
Yes, keep the goblins safe and break through their lines.
Yeah,
That was great. Like,
yeah, because
even though
he realized that yes, we made a mistake bringing them here, but we're not gonna just abandon them.
yeah, Gabiru is a dick. He is easily manipulated, and he is a goddamn motherfucking moron. But he is not a bad person. Everything he has done, while horribly misguided, has been what he legitimately thought was the best thing to save his people.
Plus his little lackeys aren't helping him.
No.
No, like I said, easily manipulated.
Well, that is his primary problem, is he fell for his own hype.
Yep.
His hype men were too good at their job.
He brought in the I am the hype too hard.
Yeah, like he even thought, wait, I should wait and talk to my dad about this, about me becoming chieftain one day after the war is done. And then it was the fucking hype lizards that talked him into staging a coup.
Yeah.
And then he finds out the arrogance of his ways when he meets the orc general, who is vastly under the orc lord.
And he gets the shit kicked out of him by the orc general. He's like, oh God, what have I done?
Is it orc lord or what is it?
It's
It was Orc Lord.
Yeah, it was orc lord.
I have made a terrible mistake.
Yeah, and he
Yeah, man, I'll
fights
give
it.
this show one thing. Shit evolves faster than Digimon.
Yeah, dude.
Whoa, yeah. Well, I mean, but it's like he stayed true to his. Like he's if I'm gonna go down fighting.
Yeah. He was gonna do everything in his power to protect those goblins and try and push back the orcs, but he realized that unless he can make a mark on this orc lord, or the orc general, that nothing was going to happen. He knows how to lead people. He knows battle strategy. Obviously, he just can't execute it properly.
Well, he was misinformed as well because he didn't know that the orcs had starvation.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, the issue with Gabiru is he dump statted wisdom.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he did. Never dumps.
He's got an okay intelligence and he's got decent charisma.
Oh my God! Does this mean that Parker's character in the home game needs to watch this for reference on how to play his character?
Yes.
Oh man. Let's see what else. And then his three
you
lackeys.
Got more show off from this glorious bastard.
Oh
Oh
God,
my-
Soe is so amazing.
He's like,
It's
don't
so-
worry, he's already defeated.
I fucking love the Kijin, every single one of them.
Being a hottie made him skilled too.
But what's great is that they're only supposed to be one like every other like generation, and there's
Yeah.
And here's
four
a whole
of them.
team of them.
No, wait, there's 5 of them, right?
Yeah, and they annihilated an entire army on their own. Like, Rimuru only stepped in versus the orc disaster. Like, he was letting them take care of everything else. Like, they annihilated that entire army. Like,
Wait, didn't he take out the general, or did the general not die?
no, Tempest Wolf came in. And
Oh
handled it.
yeah, that's
After,
right.
After Gopta did a hurricane kick upside the guy's head and knocked away a blade because fucking Gopta.
Gopta, holy crap!
Gobta,
Yeah.
Gobta the idiot. Sorry, go ahead.
It's okay. Finish up the gob to love, because not going to stop that.
Okay, I was just saying, Gobta is the epitome of the idiot savant.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, and Tempest Wolf turns into Star Tempest Wolf.
yeah. Got also Goblin Krillin owning count 3.
What were you gonna say, Josh?
No, if we actually look at the raw numbers, we know from the following episode that there's 150,000 orcs left.
Yep.
The army was over 200,000, which means those 5 Kishin, the 4 who were actually in the battle, took out roughly 50 to 70,000 orcs
Yep.
themselves.
Well, hell,
And they Dynasty Warriors the shit out of that too. Like, none of them matter. Just like, nope, we're just gonna moosh you our way all the way. Or what the hell's? I just was incredibly.
Musha.
Yeah,
well,
we're just mow through all these fuckers.
there was only 3 that were actually in the battle, wasn't it?
No, there's 4. There's 4. It's everybody but the priestess.
Well, I thought the
The blacksmith wasn't there either.
No, the shadow dude, the ninja. He was off
there.
doing his stuff,
Soe.
was he?
Yeah.
So
So I did this, and then I'm pretty much shadow teleported over because they're all fucking ridiculously powered.
yeah.
Yeah, and Benny Maru is just sitting there throwing out demon fire like it ain't no thing.
Oh,
Like, he's not even trying. He's like, all right, he's like, you, and he's just-
Self-containing demon fire, by the way.
Yeah, it's like like these mini nukes going off. Like, oh my god!
is it Shio? The one with the giant
Shion.
Shion. The one with the giant sword. And it's just
Right.
like, oh hey, wow.
Hey, Raul, that's
Yeah?
how you handle a giant sword.
And then we get
Hey, at least he remembered he had a sword in your campaign, Josh.
This is true. This is true. So yeah, we get the big bad orc disaster.
Yeah, because he's yep. So the medicine doctor,
Gelmud.
yeah, Gelmund,
Sama.
who named both Geb, right?
Geld.
Geld, and
Geld,
Gopta.
Gabiru, and Rigard.
Yeah. He named all of those guys, and so he's like, "Oh, I'm Mr. Fancy. I'm gonna be so important." And nope, I'm gonna eat this motherfucker now.
You lunch.
yeah, well, he wanted to name them all to make Orc Disaster so he could make a demon
Yes.
lord that he could control.
Yep.
Yeah, so
Which
that just screams compensation. He was the tiny Majin on the totem pole and wanted to be big, bad, important.
Oh yeah.
and I love Great Sage. Life sign has ceased.
I could see that. Thank you, Great
Speaking of Great
Sass.
Sage.
Thank you,
Yes.
Great Sass.
And then
Auto
Ford-
battler on.
We'll get to that.
Oh
next
yeah,
episode.
that's the next episode.
It's just this handled things so well and how this is actually executed, because this show led you to believe there are pretty much 2 major bads. There is the demon lord who brought what's her name and made her Ifrit, and there was this guy. Turns out this guy doesn't matter. Gelmund is literally useless and lost his head over his own confidence and was a snake. And then we begin the digivolution process. I do appreciate immediately after he evolves and Reburu could have stopped him. I can't stand around and do nothing. You just did at that.
Right?
This was not instant. You stood there and watched it.
I was I was waiting for him to just fucking eat him. Just right there.
Yeah. Like because he's like, I can't let this will be a disaster if I let this go. I should stand here and wait for him. God damn it, Vegeta.
The law of unskippable transformation cutscenes is very much in effect in this show.
You
Yes.
cannot stop the transformation.
Yeah.
Soon as that henshin starts to a go-go, baby.
That was the DM going, no, phase 2, stop rolling.
Yeah, pretty much. I wouldn't know anything at all about that.
Absolutely not.
There's the in and out Rachel.
Phantom Rachel.
Shizu.
Shizu, yes.
Yes.
We
Oh
gotta
man!
call
And
back-
then
yeah, we did get to call back to the fact that he keeps the mask to try and hide himself and make themselves seem more weak and powerless as they're just flying around on mini dragon wings.
they're bat wings, actually. I think.
Why not both?
Yes,
True.
and
And Rimuru comes down, takes the shot, and just like, oh, you called? How are you going to be able to defeat me with that?
And surprisingly, though, like it actually took Rimuru a couple of seconds. Like, also, man, this is gonna be cowardly, but as Josh said, auto battler on, because we can't just have every battle end with "I'ma eat it now."
Yeah. So
we have to pad the run time.
And
So-
I do love how Rimuru is actually really smart with this. Like, we see later on that they've been training a little bit and picking up some combat skills, but it's comparatively green Rimuru versus a fucking orc disaster.
Yeah,
Rimuru
who's nothing
has-
but combat prowess.
Exactly. Consulting Great Sage, like, was the smartest thing Rimuru could have done there, because cowardly, quote unquote, or not, it's fucking war.
Yeah. And they know what they're doing with this. They are not willing to let anybody die. Like, Rimuru is the great protector. They have taken Veldora?
yeah.
Hey, I remembered names. Veldora's protection of the forest and just taking it upon themselves, because that is the kind of person / slime that Rimuru is.
And what was the other thing?
Also, god damn you making me feel for an orc.
Oh my god.
So, I mean, coming, it's shown in bullshit. So, coming in nobody's surprise, Rimuru gonna eat it.
Oh, before we get to that part, real quick, Great Sage is everyone does not have Great Sage. He was given that when he was reincarnated as the slime.
Yeah, that's his unique
Specific-
ability.
Specifically, he was given Great Sage as one of his many abilities when he joked about dying as a virgin after 30 years old.
Yeah. So whatever power isekai'd him into this world felt bad for him.
And give him like one of that and Predator, which we get a Predator versus Starvation, which is similar.
similar to, but legally distinct from, and
Yeah.
sorry,
Because-
not as good.
Yeah, the Great Sage power literally came from the internet joke of, if you make it to 30 as a virgin, you become a wizard.
Yeah. Thank you, baby.
He quotes that when he's dying, and he's like, well, I made it to 30, so I guess that means I'm a wizard. If I'm dying as a virgin now, and if I'd have kept living as one, would I have become a sage? And that's what unlocks it.
Man, and then yeah, like the battle styling though was fantastic. Watching that battle,
Oh my god.
awesome. Like watching Rimuru being able to Great Sage, like transfer the black flame to the weapons and like increase the maneuverability, like in the humanoid form, just was brilliant to watch.
Well, yeah, I mean that's that's where you really get to see the shine of very simple and very real world concepts of yes, our brains are technically better than computers, but they're not designed to work the way computers are.
Yeah,
There's that W again.
it
What the
is.
hell? That's twice in one night.
But yeah, and then big surprise, the orc disaster is immune to fire because it ate the Majin.
Yep.
And it's like,
I guess I'm immune to fire now.
yeah, and then
Yeah, I love
Rimuru-
how it went from pained screaming to laughing. It's like, oh, hey, look at that. Not roasting this pork.
Yeah, and Rimuru's like, oh, thank you, I'll take over now because of you. I figured out how to defeat him.
Yeah, learned everything that he needed to know about the orc, which was basically it's just going to go on pure instinct. Like, and I can't really hack my way through this, so I guess I just have to do the thing that I uniquely can do because there's never been because every time Great Sage has to ask to activate Predator. So I'm guessing Great Sage cannot access Predator by itself. So
It is a unique skill.
yeah, it is unique to Rimuru, not even to Great Sage. So thus the Great Sage asking, do you want to activate Predator? Thus him having to deactivate Auto Battle and then activate Shonen Battle.
Yeah, where Rimuru just starts like wrapping himself around the orc disaster, and he's like emitting this like noxious gas acid, I guess, trying to destroy the body. But
yeah, it's just his negative aura. Like that is just his like because his basically, and I only know this because we're playing a lot of Pathfinder now, which deals with negative energy and positive energy. He basically just has a negative energy aura to him that heals him and damages positive energy creatures around him.
And yeah.
Also, he turns into a freaking once he gets his head chopped off by the old man, I forget his name. Benimaru? No? I'm bad with
Guy, something with an H, I think. Benimaru is the former boss, red hair.
Small. Right, okay. Yeah, it gets his head chopped off and he turns into a freaking Princess Mononoke slime for a couple of moments.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the Force Guardian.
Yes. Like, okay, that is 100% an homage to that. Like,
yeah, that and also why it was necessary to Predator him, because between fire resistance, which classically cancels high regeneration abilities,
yep,
and the fact that his regeneration was strong enough to reattach severed head,
yeah.
Just be glad he didn't starfish into 2 orc disasters.
Right. Yeah, and then we start eating it. And then we get into the mental battle of the wills.
Oh my god. It was pretty much he's a former he's the king of the orcs.
Yeah, he was the king of the orcs before he had a name.
And his people were starving, so he went out looking.
Yeah, he was just trying to save his people and then ran into this asshole. Gelmund.
This was a man, pigman or otherwise, who was pushed to the very brink. Because this was a king who was, because of his own unique ability, which was apparently very strong regeneration, who was literally willing to tear his own limbs off to feed his people.
Yeah, he literally gave his body for this.
And then this asshole shows up when he's at the absolute brink and is like, hey, you want some food? I'm going to give you a name and I'm going to give you food and you're going to be my... Why are you eating me?
Oh yeah, that was
and yeah, just like it was so touching. And this show, man, making you feel for the nemesis, bravo on it. Like that's what separates this from normal stupid isekai.
Mm-hmm.
Like where it takes, even if it's just a couple of moments. Yes, this is an orc. This is a thing that has almost literally destroyed and devoured a country. And including all of our protagonists are now affected by this. But it makes you remember that this was a person. And goddamn you for making me feel feels about a pig man. And then just like with his girlfriend and with
Infrit.
like no, not with Ifrit. Ifrit got eaten by Veldora. Ifrit got ate twice.
Like he created
So
a
far,
world.
This is only the second person who has gotten the good end, so to speak, with Predator.
Yeah, because he like gave him a world and he took on all of his sins and his people's sins.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I'm going. Don't worry about your people. I've got them. Basically, what that message was. So we are like I've been saying since the beginning. We are going to get a unified monster kingdom under the rule of this slime, and the assholes in the palace are going to be the demon lords are going to be like, yeah, no, fuck that shit. Get the humans,
and then their shit is going to get collectively wrecked.
Yes. Because we have, like Josh said, Digivolve evolving faster than Digimon here. Monsters like freaking Tempest Wolf,
Ranga.
And
he just does his job and evolves like.
And also they're gearing up, if they haven't already, just with the advent of indoor fucking plumbing. Their civilization is going to be more advanced than the neighboring human kingdoms.
Yeah, well,
because Rimuru has a
general contracting degree.
Yeah. It's just like Knights and Magic, where dude comes in, it's like, nope, we have robots now. I want to make better robots. We have better robots now.
Oh, magic in this world is like programming from mine.
Yeah. It's the same thing in
Next season of Knights of Magic win.
No. What's it called? Log Horizon.
Yeah, where he's able to realize that he's able to manipulate the world because he's an intelligent person.
Well, no, just not that. Like, they're able to actually make steam engines that were not in the game originally.
Well, I mean, the entire point of Cat Pimp was being able to cook just because he cooked.
Yeah.
And didn't rely on menu. I don't remember his name. I just remember him Cat Pimp. You have Lolly Ninja, you have Cat Pimp, you have Nerd Boy.
You had
you have Jockface.
You had Ninja Waifu.
Yeah, that's Lolly Ninja.
Oh, Lolly Ninja. Okay, let's go into.
So, what do we think that the evolution of freaking Rimuru's insane abilities is going to be with eating the orc disaster? Because he just laid a demon lord.
Well, stop and think about just what happens with the fact that he goes on to name all 150,000 remaining orcs.
Oh yeah,
evolving them into high orcs. Remember when he got sleep moded just from naming a small village of goblins?
Yeah.
It's not just that he's ridiculously strong from the start, he's getting stronger.
Yeah. Freaking OP to the max, man.
Wait, does he name them in episode 14? I thought that was until 15.
I'm fairly sure that's 15, but we'll get there.
We'll get there next time.
Yeah, I know that too. But yes, that is jumping ahead an episode. All right.
It's relevant to the conversation.
Yes, it is.
7 Deadly Sins time. Oh my God. I'm so happy, you guys.
Oh my God. What? Why? Because the first season was like very shonen.
Yep.
Very predictable.
Yeah.
And then this season, what?
Yeah. I'm glad that we're starting to move away from the power levels a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. We do. We get them called out once, but that's all there is to it. And they don't like spell it out for very long at all.
Yeah. And I want to reemphasize that the reason I'm so mad at them is because of the rest of the show is fucking amazing. And I would rather focus on that part.
Yeah. That's coming from a person who nitpicks. That's a weird nit to pick though. Like
it's basically it's immersion breaking for me. It becomes a distraction.
Season 3, episode 13. Farewell, beloved thief.
Yeah.
And not,
Dad's got one more saving grace in him, man.
it's not the thief you think as well. Oh,
Nope.
Yeah, this episode fucking trolled hard, and I kind of love that it did that.
oh,
Because
and then
I hate when episodes are like episode 13, Bond dies. Like the fuck. And so the fact that they subverted it like that makes me like I wish that it hadn't had to happen, but I love that they subverted that. I didn't hear what you said.
Now I'm gonna
go ahead, CJ.
I want that to be the show title now.
No, Jericho. What the hell? Holy crap.
She's
is that character development in a shonen anime for a female?
Man.
For
exactly.
a female side character.
For a tertiary at best character. Like
I'm not saying that I'm against it. I'm just saying this just like, whoa.
No, it's not really heard of. Like that's the reason why the only character development for Chi-Chi was she got a baby put in her. Like,
Twice.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if you want to see a lot of female character development, My Hero.
Yes.
Because each one of those girls can become best girl in any anime.
Yeah. And it's strictly because that they are in there together is the only reason why you don't really have. Oh, damn it! I spelled it. Stupid keyboard sticking.
Okay, but yeah, let's veer back into Seven
Realize
Deadly
that I put
Sin.
2 A's in Bond's name. My bad.
It's been so long since I watched this episode because I actually I made Josh watch ahead with me because I was like, no, I can't fucking stop here. Is this the one with the test in it?
No, this is the one after it.
Yeah, this is the one where the two show up. Ghost Butt and Liar Chan show up, and Bond gets a shit wrecked by
Galand and Melascula.
Yeah. Ghost Butt and Liar Chan.
Oh man.
And Bond gets a shit wrecked.
And then has to be carried by he gets his soul sucked out.
Yeah, he gets his soul knocked out of him, and just as Liar Chan's trying to eat it, Zhivago interrupts and gets his soul.
You are my son as well.
I thought that was the same episode as Melascula's like bullshit burn your eyes out ability.
Yes. No, that was the one before.
Okay.
No. Oh, okay. Yeah.
That was they kind of it's teased in both of them, but it's only seen in the episode before this because that's the one where Elaine actually comes back to life.
And Vaughn is 100% true to Elaine.
Oh yeah,
all three of them are 100% true to each other.
Yeah, like she's like, wait, what are you talking about? How, my love, your eyes are supposed to be burning out. Like she's around this person, she's around Elaine, like Jericho's around Elaine. Why are her eyes not burning out? Because I'm actually in love with him. Like, why are Bond's eyes not burning out twice? Because he's in love with both of them, just as different ways. Like he is in love with Elaine, and he loves Jericho because he had a little sister, and she reminds him of her so much. And god damn this show!
Why? This is supposed to be shonen, just power level bullshit.
And the thing, like, and going back to Jericho, the fact that she sees the love between Bon and Elaine, and instead of becoming the jealous tertiary rival love interest like any other shonen anime would do with a tertiary boobs character.
Yeah.
And instead she's like, man, these two are really good for each other. I want what is best for Bon because I love him. So I guess my place in his life is different what I thought it was. Okay. Yeah,
and she's a goddamn adult about it. Like,
oh, and then she takes a rock to the face.
Oh yeah, next episode. Yeah, she so I mean, yeah, that's that one. Is the Farewell Beloved Thief being
fucking Zhivago.
Being Zhivago, and rest in peace, Fox Dad. You are the best.
Forever remembered.
Yep. Like he is one of
Stone
those-
Cold Fox.
he is one of those secondary characters that I always remembered his name. And you guys know how bad I am with names for even primary characters. Like Navago, when I was reading this, put such a feeling in me as I'm reading the manga that I'm like, always remembered his name. And I read this forever ago. Like,
Yeah, when I saw this episode, I'm like, oh, CJ's gonna really enjoy this episode.
oh my God. And then the next episode, you guys,
We
Crazy.
find
Hey man,
we find
fighter
a
of the
tavern.
night, man, champion of the sun.
yes.
There's a tavern inside of a mountain.
Yes, with named My Beloved Gluttony.
Someone got a little bit of a crush.
Just
Oh,
a
that's right,
little
because
bit.
Gluttony is Merlin, and
Just a little.
I really love that name for a tavern. Like, that's super clever.
Yeah, like it works out well for like a good name for a tavern. Like,
Also, what is it with the sins in becoming restaurateurs?
right? It's just the natural upgrade of their career path. Like,
Oh,
Because they all learned from Bond from their time together.
right. So his name is EscaMOAR.
Close.
Escanor.
I was gonna say
Escanor.
I wanted to see how well he got this one. Escanor
Escanor.
is close enough because you always want more.
Uh,
More, please, Daddy.
yeah, and the commandments come in after he hides Bond, Jericho, and Elaine in the back storeroom.
Yep.
And they
Behind
proceed to get drunk.
I never. Who knew booze could taste so good after 3,000 years?
You should
Shut
try
up.
some.
Give me some of that. Who knew booze could taste so good after 3,000 years?
By the way, we're skipping over an important fact here.
What's that?
The fact that those fucking commandments go golfing with boulders after Jericho
Yeah.
and carrying the two of them tied together on her back
And
to
he
get them
actually
away.
She is a Holy Knight apprentice. Like, so she's strong. Like, people, like, just because she's a girl, like, they're like, they don't let girls be girls in this. Like,
It really bothered me that the way that they positioned Galland seemed like it was backwards from the way he should have been swinging to hit the boulders.
what you call it? He did put a pretty good backspin on that last one.
yeah. And good on Jericho being like, nope, I'm going to toss these guys over here because this is the only way I'm going to save them. Ah, poor Jericho. She's a good
No,
character.
She did take a few lessons from the Indiana Jones school of running away from things, though.
Yes.
And then we get into the bar. They get drunk, and then Liar-chan or Liar-san. What did you call him?
Liar-chan.
Liar-chan decides to play a game with this meek little
Gallant game!
with this meek little bar owner.
I just tapped him. I don't understand. 6 hours later, half a day went by. Can we end? No, I have to wait for him to wake up.
Yes, because my
That's how the
commandments.
game goes.
Yeah. So he wakes up and he is the sin of pride.
Yes, he is. Oh my God.
Yo, let me tell you about that solar power.
Yeah, for real.
Oh, the freaking axe. It's like, this axe doesn't make sense. It's too
Yeah.
short for a two-handed axe.
That's because it's a one-handed axe.
Because
And
it is
he
a
can't lift
one-handed
it.
axe.
Yeah.
What? Shunk. Oh my God. Escanor is the freaking best. You guys.
And it's great because it's like, oh, it's I go first. Right in half.
And Ghost Boob's like, one shot. I mean, he'll get better, but one shot. And then, oh my God. Like, so he is the most shonen of shonen. I freaking love him, but he is really the only one of the sins that has a downside to his power. And it's because they had to.
Yeah, if he was that strong all day long,
Yeah.
You mean all night long?
All night long. It just, oh my god, like
I love the personality 180.
yes,
The fact that he starts referring to himself as Sama,
yes.
and the complete and total confidence.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, yeah,
Uh,
he exhibits his sin. Like everybody else kind of has it on the downspin. Like you have to wonder why, because you have to kind of think about why Merlin is the sin of gluttony and why Gother is the sin of lust. Like you have to kind of think about those a little bit. I mean, eventually they spell them out, but you have to think about that.
Escanor's just straight and brazen with it.
Yep.
And the fact that like everyone has these like small tattoos of their sin. His entire back is his tattoo.
Entire back. It's so fucking cool.
And then Galen, like freaking, this is my most powerful attack. Is that it?
Just little razor nick in the arm.
And it's like, I guess it's my turn. And what does he do?
Fucking books it.
Makes it maybe 30 feet, gets turned to stone by his own commandment.
Yep, because that is their thing. Is they, no matter what, they can be turned to, they suffer their own curse. And like it is literally a blessing and a curse. But man, just he's so fucking cool. I love Escamoar so much.
Oh, and then
Right
like
up to the point he gets his soul ripped out, and it's a fucking big ass soul, and
Yep.
she can barely choke it down.
and
Yeah.
that's a spicy meatball.
Oh yeah.
Holy shit. She's just like,
Rachel's watching this while I'm rubbing her back. I'm like, Rachel. No, you have to watch this part. You have to watch this part. No, you have to watch this part. Just watch this. And she's like, oh, wait, you love this guy. Why are you excited? Oh my god.
and I don't think she is coming back because it fell off in 2 pieces.
I mean, she's probably coming back. She's a commandment.
Yeah, no body, no death. That's all I'm gonna say. That's the rule of anime. No body, no death. And even sometimes when you have a body, there's no death.
Yeah, I was waiting for Galland to come back when Jericho kicked him.
Yeah. Yeah. I was kind of, I was like, man, that would have been fun to just have him come back and then turn back to stone because he's still, he looks at Escanor again. He's like, oh god. Runs away again and still gets turned back to stone. That would have been a fun little thing.
But I really do love how this show plays with sins, like having Merlin not be lust.
Yeah. And Gother not be gluttony, like, or the fat man not be gluttony.
Exactly, like putting their own twist on it. But, and I also, it makes it that much more effective that Pride is the one that plays it straight, because fuck it, I'm Pride.
What are you talking about? Of course I am.
Exactly. But like
Also,
that's
it is really fantastic, and the little it's almost noon. I should be going.
Because just you wait till what happens. You see him at noon, by the way.
is it the climax?
Well, you have to figure noon is when the sun is highest in the sky, so it's probably the highest point of his power.
Oh
So-
yeah.
So he can't be
It is-
around
it
anyone
is.
because he will fry them.
I am only going to say this, and only manga readers will get this one. It's the one time a day where you don't want to see him. That's all I'm going to say.
If
Also-
only I could be so gloriously incandescent.
It's also the one time I try to make an inappropriate joke and everybody glosses right over it.
I guess we're all
There
so.
it I just made CJ choke on his food.
You made me choke on a cookie, Carrie. He is so good. Like, he is so fantastic. And I love bartender Escanor too, like the itty bitty Escanor, Esca-minor.
Escaminer is amazing.
Escaless?
Escaless, yeah.
He's typically referred to as Esca-minor on the Reddit. I can't take credit for that one. But Escaless works.
Because more or less.
Yeah, I understand. I get it. I don't know why it was Esca-minor, but it's always been Esca-minor.
Well, because it's Escanor, Esca-minor.
Yeah. Yep.
Escaless.
And then then you'll get the escalator during the day.
So is that all the sins?
Yeah, that is the seventh sin. And they could not have him be in the first season because he would just completely ridiculously wreck everything. Because in the grand scheme of things, Dreyfus and Idiot Boy were not the best villains. They were great season 1 villains, but they are so minor in the grand scheme of things that you could not have EscaMOAR be there at all. It's like having Thor and the Hulk in Civil War. Like, you could not have them in there because they would just completely overthrow all of the believability of for audio listeners, that was air quotes.
Yeah, of a
Like,
fair fight, because
Yeah.
Basically, the gray demon fight at the end of season 1 would have had to have taken place over the course of one singular night.
Yeah.
And EscaMOAR would have had to have shown up to that fight that episode.
Exactly. Yeah, because anything else would have just completely dismantled the demon, the possessing demons plans entirely. That's also the reason why we didn't get Merlin hardly at all, because she also kind of tilts scales, because Merlin has been and always will be a walking Deus Ex Machina.
Yeah, that is her job. She literally tilted the scales when she sealed up Meliodas' power to keep him from destroying fucking everything.
Yeah.
he destroyed an entire city.
Yeah,
He
and
destroyed
that's
an
the
entire
reason why,
country.
like, yeah, he
Was
wrecked
it a
entire-
country?
Yeah. And that's the reason why she's like, yeah, you're a little much, dude. I'm gonna put this over here. You can get it when you need it.
Yeah,
Yeah, she basically did the mom thing of taking the toy and putting it on a really high shelf.
Mm-hmm.
And for Meliodas, yeah, that high shelf is enough.
I get it because he's short.
Yeah. You want to jump into the new stuff?
Yeah. Mob Psycho. I'm a
Which-
little sad that Justin is not here to talk about these shows, by the way.
Yeah,
What?
because Justin is so hyped for these.
So watching these, very beginning, the opening. What the hell?
I love the opening of this.
The openings to the season 1 and season 2 are among my most favorite openings of all time. Because here's the thing. This was true in season 1, and it's probably still going to be the case. They seem like ridiculous, chaotic messes, but every single piece of imagery in the opening from season 1 was significant. It had some level of plot involvement.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that's the case for season 2.
Yeah, and they do it in this really super stylized, super dramatic way. Like, I remember a Facebook video popped up for me recently that was clips of all the old Naruto openings from back like season 1 and 2.
Yeah.
And it was basically like a scrolling still image of the characters, and occasionally one of them would move. That's how anime openings were done back then.
Yeah.
And compare that to now, where everything is just this chaotic explosion of what the fuckery.
Oh, that's
But
right. Holy
Everything is significant, like Josh was saying. Like, you pay attention to the openings, and as you go through the season, you'll start seeing, oh, that's what that's from. That's what that means.
So a little bit of behind the curtain here, or as I've been coining it, #Kaitan. It works on this show too. Screw it. I really disliked Mob Psycho 100 first season. I did not watch it. I watched the first 5 or 6 episodes. I'm just like, I just can't. So I watched the OVA to catch up with this, and it did a good enough job. Did just remind me why I absolutely hate, loathe, and detest Reigen, though. He's just the worst.
Which one?
Reagan, the boss.
Oh.
Yeah, the orange hair guy.
Yeah.
Okay, I saw the first episode of season 1, and I thought he was a bit much, but in the second one, I think he's brought it down a bit, right?
In season 2, yeah, he's less abrasive in season 2, it seems like.
Yeah,
But
he's starting to learn a little bit.
Yeah, but then again, Mob is starting to become a little bit more of a character as opposed to a plot device.
Yeah.
In
Wait,
season 1 he was.
Mob did blow up in the first season, right?
several times.
Yeah.
Oh, several times. Oh, I thought it was just like the whole series just built up to his 100%.
No, that happens several times over the course of the series.
Because what is it is it this first episode? Yes, this is the first episode where so this is bleed over from the first season. So there's a psychic society that's looking for the mysterious person that created the society.
I mean, it's not a bleed over. It's a continuation with the storyline.
Well, yeah, continuation.
I mean, it's the same plot thread, and that's the reason why it's just. I mean, it's season 2. I mean, it's.
Oh yeah, it's the okay. So in season 1, how much of season 1 did you watch, Raul?
First episode.
Okay, that's it. So in season 1, there's there's a cult that a spirit is running by possessing somebody, and Mob breaks it up. And
I'm not joking.
yeah, it is. Yeah, it's Smile cult, and so Mob breaks it up, and some of the members of that cult become obsessed with Mob because he saved them from the cult. So they start a new cult where they worship Mob, and that meeting in the restaurant is them looking for him.
But one of them knows who it is.
Yeah, because they're classmates. So she's trying to manipulate him into leading the cult. So I'm presuming so she can be the puppet master and actually run the cult.
And she gets him to run for student council president.
And that works out about as well as you think it's going to.
Yep. Poor Mob has... I mean, and he had no desire to be in the student council.
No, he just wants the pretty girl to like him.
And I love that even his little brother was like, the fuck? What are you doing?
And
like, yeah, what did you think about doing this? That makes no sense.
And I'm guessing all the other characters who kind of like, interesting. I might have to rethink this.
Yeah.
Rethink right back are all from season 1.
Yeah, because he does the shonen game and befriends all of the school rivals and things like that. Like,
and then the girl that asks him to go out.
Ami-chan.
And he actually, it seems like they are going out together, they're boyfriend and girlfriend, but then turns out that he turned her down.
Yep.
And he's just
hanging out with her.
Yeah, just hanging out with her. Just
being friends.
Yeah.
And he's enjoying it.
Yeah. It's another human being outside of Reagan and his brother that he gets to hang out with, and this person isn't actively trying to kill him.
So the club that he's in, it's Psychic Media Club / weightlifting.
Body Improvement Club.
Yeah, so and that's another holdover from the first season where there is a psychic medium club and they're trying to recruit Mob into it because he's a psychic. And the Body Improvement Club comes in and they're like, no, we're going to take over this room, typical jocks versus nerds. And, the Psychic Medium Club needs only one more member in order to survive and keep the room. Mob, which club are you going to join? And you're expecting the typical trope answer of, oh, I'm going to join the Psychic Club and save the club. Yay, the end. No, he joins the Body Improvement Club because he's a weak little nerd and wants to improve his body. And the Body Improvement Club guys are actual super bros and let the Psychic Club hang out in the room anyway. So they're sharing the room is what it is.
Oh, okay.
The jocks turn out to be the good guy, like good people, and just because so in the OVA, by the way, really watch the OVA. It does explain a lot of what's going on in season 2. Because I didn't want to go, so another peek behind the Kaitan. I only agreed to do this because it's the hot new show for the season, and SEO is SEO. But me being me, I'm like, okay, fine. I refuse to go into season 2 not knowing what's going on, because it's fun for Gotham and S4. But when I'm dealing with usually 3 other people who know a lot more about things than I do, I need to be able to keep up. When it's me and Jazz, we can kind of jokingly have a fun. I have no idea what's going on. I say that here, and Carrie will say, no, that's wrong, and here's the reasons, and Justin will spout out some Japanese bullshit.
It's serious business, yo. Yeah, I'm glad that we picked it up because I unabashedly love this show and I'm super jazzed, and so it'll be interesting to see the mix of because this show is definitely unique, and so I'm glad that we have a variety of opinions on it.
Oh, and then at the very end of episode 1, real quick, where the girls that are bullying her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, her quote unquote friends.
Yeah, and then right when Mob steps up and like tells them off, they cease to spend money on the art for them.
Yeah. The moment they stop mattering, they become background characters in the worst possible way. And their art budget takes a shit.
Yeah, that's the thing about the show is, and you notice this in other, and it also does it in One Punch Man as well. Like there are a lot of takes on the genres that this is aping. Like this is a huge play to anime horror and psychic stories and things like that, and pulling it all into and shonen and pulling it all into one mostly great package.
Hyper stylized package at that.
Yeah, exactly. And it feels like they put, because I'm guessing because Mob Psycho 100 exploded, and thus they were felt to put a little bit more love and care into this than I felt like they did in the first season. I'm in the minority. I'm used to that by now.
Because this is the same creator as
One Punch Man.
One Punch, yeah, you can tell that immediately.
Oh yeah. The one thing I hate, and I still hate about this, in One Punch Man, only Saitama looks like Saitama. In this, everybody looks like Saitama. Like, it irritates me how everybody fucking looks like him. Like, he's supposed to be unique, and if you want Mob to look like him, fine. I understand. That's like everybody in Goku's family except for Raditz looking like Goku.
And all of the protagonists from that guy who does Fairy Tail looking like Natsu.
Yeah. But like this, because I know that this art direction has more flavor to it, having everybody go into that same archetype is really annoying.
Mm-hmm.
But this season, like these first 2 episodes felt a lot more put together than the first season did. And so I'm really in. Like I really enjoyed these two episodes. The OVA kind of proved the fact that I was right about the things that I disliked in the first season, and so far we're getting better on them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because the thing that's basically the same vein from One Punch Man and Mob Psycho is that the protagonists themselves is ridiculously fucking powerful.
Yep.
Like, Mob is hands down the strongest psychic on the planet.
Yep.
But unlike Saitama, who wants to use his ridiculous strength to be a hero for fun, Mob doesn't believe that him being a ridiculously powerful psychic makes him better than anyone else. He does not want to abuse his power for personal gain in any way, shape, or form.
Yep.
Well,
and
his boss, on the other hand,
he's a cash cow because he's a con man. It's what he's been doing.
Yeah.
It doesn't make him a great person, but he's also not a terrible person because what he's doing with it is legitimately helping people.
Yeah, and that's the
Carrie.
only thing is. Oh yeah, Carrie, go ahead. Sorry, you're muted on Zoom level.
Yeah, like you see him doing things like having a client pay him to resolve a haunting that literally the person just is imagining. This person is not haunted in any way, shape, or form in a world where hauntings are real.
Yep.
And so he takes a little bit of money, and we find out in the next episode that it is comparatively quite a little bit of money, by a factor of at least 10 compared to other psychics, to quote unquote exorcise the spirit and give her peace of mind.
Yeah, well, that was the urban legend one.
This was an episode. This was in season 1 where Mob is actually like, there was nothing there, and he goes, yeah, but now she knows that there's nothing there, and she's not going to keep freaking out about it. Because it was basically a case where she was convinced she was haunted, and telling her she wasn't going to cure the problem. She was just going to say, they don't believe me.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's Reagan is a very gray kind of person. There are good things about him and there are bad things about him.
Yeah. It just
I like when we get to see more of the good side.
Yeah.
Kind of like with Screamy manager on Zombieland Saga.
Yeah, Kotaro.
Yeah, Kotaro. When we got to see when he's not yelling and not belittling the girls, but like when he's not shouting at them, when he's actually down and serious, talking one-on-one with the idols.
Oh man. So we just kind of talked about both episodes there.
Now I'm the one who was muted. A little bit, yeah. Episode 2 was very interesting because they touched on a topic I'm kind of into with the Dragger. Because they go and they investigate these urban legends in this town, and most of them turn out to be pretty standard urban legends. You know, the red man or whatever it was a fucking perverted flasher in a red raincoat who got what was coming to him and then some.
Yep.
And as we find out at the end of the episode, Dash Granny
I love
Holy crap.
Dash Baba
was just an old lady who likes to go for a run and is really fucking good at it.
And traumatized Mob because he runs every day.
Yep.
And she still blew past him. But yeah, what they get into with this episode is the Dragger. This entity that winds up existing because people think it does. And the only reason Mob's able to defeat her is because he doesn't believe in her.
Well, because he's so disconnected from the entire world.
As Reagan points out, he's disconnected. He doesn't follow trends. He's not up on the hot topics and the trendings and the hashtags and whatnot. He's just kind of a schmutz. But this idea stems from the idea that there is the collective subconscious. That all of our brains, their electrical impulses are linked together in this network that we never really know anything about.
Mm-hmm.
That nobody can really perceive, but just kind of is there. And the idea that the collective subconscious can put power into something. Everybody here, and probably most of our viewers, are familiar with Slender Man.
Yep.
He's a meme. He started out as, what was it, a creepypasta or something like that?
Mm-hmm.
Something like that, yeah.
Well, after he got popular because of the creepypasta, there have been legitimate reports of seeing him. And that's where the idea of the Dragger comes from. This idea that if people put enough belief into something, it actually becomes fact.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and that is very steeped in Japanese folklore as well. There's actually an old Edo period parlor game, and I just looked it up to make sure I got the name right. Kyaku Monogatari Kaidankai, which is 100-story. I don't know what Kaidankai means. Sorry, guys. But basically, where people gather in a dark room and tell 100 ghost stories in order to be able to evoke spirits better.
No.
Yes, and that's how a lot of spirits are born.
That's our next sleepover party, right, Carrie? At the robot house?
No,
Not at my fucking house.
No. I am not smudging this house because you decided you wanted to summon ghosts in it, Raul.
We'll burn some sage and we'll be good.
That's called smudging, which I literally just said I'm not doing. Why don't we have your housewarming party in Florida and do it there?
We'll put great sage in your house. It'll be fine.
Sorry, I didn't know that the sage burning was called smudging.
Called smudging, yes.
But yeah, it was a real interesting episode in that regards because the idea of the collective subconscious is kind of really rad.
Yeah, like that's a big part in the Persona games. Like, and it's so freaking amazing when that stuff starts getting played in there too. Like, it's real fun to see that and how they handle it.
Now something a little less
red raincoat, but yes, something a lot less even as heady as Mob Psycho is, and it's not super heady, but so Justin talked us into freaking watching Kaguya-Sama Love is War.
Somehow.
Yeah, still not entirely sure how that one went over. And then doesn't show up the first episode. And I know baby stuff, but I still have to play the part that I prescribed myself and make fun of him for not being here. Sometimes when you assign yourself a role, you got to play that role, damn it.
Right.
Commitment to the bit.
Yep, exactly. No matter how much I understand and feel him, I have to commit.
Right.
So these first 2 episodes are pretty much the same.
Yes, they are literally the same. Minus the minor points between here, there, and there. Like, this is literally the same episode. And according to Justin, it's not like that the rest of the season. But god damn it.
They could have made this one episode.
Yes. They should have just plopped it for an hour and just called it episode 1. But they may have messed with the scheduling and things like that, but whatever. I want to talk about the intro real quick. Speaking of intros, and I love this
intro is real fucking rad.
Fucking Showa era. Like, this is doing the same thing Zombieland Saga did, where they're taking influence from the Showa era tokusatsu shows and making an opening for it of something that is not actually Showa era tokusatsu in any way, shape, or form.
And you have a bunch of Western influence in this too. You have like James Bond in there.
You've got like the spy drum riff.
Yeah, and all this over this badass jazz bass riff, and it's fucking awesome.
It's a really good opening. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of love it a lot.
Like, yeah, I'm like, I'm watching it. I'm like, oh my god, fine. And like the cold open before that, I'm like, all right, fine, What is this mute? Oh my god, this intro is jamming. Oh my god.
You have my interest.
I have a best character in these 2 episodes.
Oh yeah, and I think that's I think it's meant to be because the titular character of Kaguya-Sama
is a terrible person.
Yeah.
No. I'm not talking about them.
No.
I'm talking about.
Yeah. No. I know who you're talking about.
Okay.
That's everybody's favorite character on purpose because both Kaguya-Sama and Mizuki are wretched individuals.
Yeah. Like it's getting and I do mean a tiny bit better now that we've seen that they do actually have feelings.
Yes.
They actually experience the human phenomenon of emotions.
Right. They are not just rich robots.
But my first within the first 10 minutes of the show, I was saying to Josh, these are both terrible people, and I don't want either one of them to be happy.
Pretty much, yeah.
Wow.
I mean, he's not as bad as she is, because
that's because he's not actually a rich kid. He's just super fucking smart.
Yeah, he is almost a robot. Like and that's the reason why he leads, and that they spell that out in very long prose in the freaking cold open. And
what I do find funny about the cold open is the narrator. When he starts getting into the lists of accolades of these characters, you can hear him start to pick up speed a little bit, like he's trying to rush through it. Like, Jesus Christ, when does it fucking end?
How are these 2 people so fucking perfect? Especially Kaguya. Jesus Christ. So yeah, like this screamed pretty rich problems, and a lot of it is pretty rich problems. Like,
yeah, and a lot of it is very much playing the setup anyway is the stereotypical trope laden. I mean, like, we've got fancy ass elite private school, super elite student council that rules over the entire student body with no teachers actually showing up on screen. Super hoity-toity harpsichord music in the background. Tea on fine porcelain china.
Yep. Raul, change the image.
we've got, worshipful student body.
Yep.
Like, this is a perfect setup, and like I'm an Utena fan. I know these tropes.
Yeah.
So did you
So
ever
I'm
watch-
looking forward. I'm hoping there's a twist here.
Me too, but I mean, on the upside, I laughed so hard
Oh my
during.
god! Like their like mental calculations like between each other is amazing. It's
Like,
just
the premise of the show and the execution even it leaves something to be desired. But man, the content is freaking great. Like,
and then you have variable the X variable.
yeah. Then you have an
Chaos theory.
Chaos theory. Yes. Yes, the secretary, who apparently, even though it's only put on for a couple of moments, is Kaguya's best friend. Because somehow she's able to have friends.
Her parents probably paid the other girl's parents.
Yeah, most likely. She's probably the daughter of the help or something that's there, and because that's what it kind of comes off as.
Well, she might also be because she is a student at that school rather than Kaguya's literal lady's maid, who we saw in this episode. Like, actual Victorian style lady's maid helps her mistress dress and undress.
Yep.
What's her face is Chika. She
Yes.
is probably the child of the president of one of Kaguya's family's subsidiaries.
Yeah, that's also a possibility because they do show like they've been friends since they were little. Like they
Yeah.
it's very quick.
So yeah, Chika's family are probably very high up in Kaguya's family's organization, or their companies work together a lot.
Yeah, because and also remember she goes to this Shuichi Academy too, and is also either
on the
rich or
student council.
Yeah, she's incredibly rich or incredibly talented, and she is not very talented.
I mean, we know of.
She's talented.
Yeah, I mean,
she has a lot of assets.
Yes,
overflowing abundance of assets.
I love the beach. I love episodes 2 sketch about the beach and the
mountains.
The mountain. Oh my god, we should go to the beach. Oh my god, I have to get a new bathing suit. Oh my god,
my old one doesn't fit. Oh god, that's right. She's tank class weaponry. We should go to the mountains.
Yes, let's go to the mountains. But there's bugs. Let's go to the mountains. But there's this. But let's go to the mountains.
And what
It's
did
the
they
old
end up
duck season, rabbit season.
Yes.
And
it really is.
And then we find out that Chika's a little bit scary.
Yeah. Because I did some research on Mount Asore, by the way, because that got pulled. I'm like, all right, so the hell is that about? And yeah, oh my god, like this is a very dark place that people go to for what it's there for. Because yeah, this is where you pray for the souls of all the children that have died.
Yep, this is where the Otaku are from. If anybody has ever watched or read Shaman King,
yeah,
mountain where Anna trained, it's this place.
Yep. Yeah, I fucking love Shaman King's one of my favorite shows of all time. Yeah, it is not always a pleasant place, although it does have a obligatory hot springs resort for you.
And
because if you want to have a real world hot springs episode,
and there are shrines everywhere. I'm pretty sure, right?
Yeah, it is basically a Buddhist mountain at that point. Like, there are temples everywhere.
Because the Japanese culture is very, I don't mean this as a bad term, superstitious.
Yeah. Well, it stems from the fact that the classic faith in Japan is Shintoism, which the core tenet of Shintoism is that everything has a spirit. From the rocks on the ground to the blades of grass to all of the animals and people, everything has a spirit.
Mm-hmm.
All of the really weird ass looking yokai that you see in anime, like the lantern with gigantic tongue or the umbrella with the eyeball on the leg those are all what are called Tsukumogami. And they are the spirits of items that are over 100 years old. And depending on how those items are treated during their lifespan is what kind of spirit they turn into, benevolent or vengeful.
I love also. By the way, my favorite thing is Kaguya pulling up a flip phone, and then the episode 2 sponsored by Line. By the way,
Right.
Right?
Is that an actual?
it is.
Yeah.
Yes, it is an actual app.
And in Japan, that is how you do everything. Like that is social communication in Japan. Is the Line app. Like, and it's China too, and like a lot of Eastern Asia is really dependent on that, whereas like South Asia and India and Philippines is all based on WhatsApp. Line is massive in Eastern Asia.
So
South
Line
Korea.
is like your social media, like your Facebook.
It's a chat app.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
Which-
WhatsApp.
It's arguably a perfect plug is the thing because it makes perfect sense for the context of this super elitist school.
Yeah. Also, Kaguya be like, yeah, I put this person here to manipulate this apparently very easily manipulated boy into spending a lot of money because he is a cheapskate on a smartphone. When she pulls out a fucking flip phone, I've had this since kindergarten. I'm attached. Bullshit, rich girl. You did not have that thing since kindergarten. You can't play that game with me.
Right?
and the picture of him as a child with the
Yes.
snake
Show me. Oh God, no.
You're
Oh.
mean.
and the freaking tears, the secret weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm calling bullshit on that because if she's flat, where was she keeping that?
Yeah. I mean, she's flat compared to Chika, but I mean, she's defined. I mean, but she's a pretty girl. She's a pretty rich girl. I mean, that's her entire arc that we've gotten in this first couple of episodes.
Yeah,
Yep.
so I'm hoping it evolves from this.
Yes,
And then,
I enjoyed these first 2 episodes because they made me laugh a lot. But man, I need more.
though the last little episode, episode 2, the last one, where he's showing a little bit of himself there.
Mm-hmm.
Because yeah, he's still trying to be cool in front of his,
The student body guy who comes in.
Kai.
yeah.
Yeah.
And he inadvertently does it to Kagura, who's on the
Well, no,
other side.
he disses Kaguya. Like he straight up disses her, and then he sees her, and then starts lavishing love on her because he actually cares for her and wants her to care for him, and realizing that bad mouthing her to this guy is only going to piss her off and not want her to be around him.
Yep, and actually legitimately hurt her, which it did.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
I love the fact that his bullshit advice wound up working.
Yeah.
and then next person to come up for advice, the girl,
Yep.
the girl that like the slamming technique. Holy
Yep.
crap!
The wall slam. Yes.
Yeah.
He calls it wall down. I invented it just now. It's called wall slam. It's been around forever.
Yes, and that is a great pun because the Japanese term for that is kabedon.
Mm-hmm.
And so him saying kabe down in actual good English, which makes it even funnier.
That's because if anybody's going to be able to speak actual English, it would be him.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's the thing is he's just smart.
Yeah, that's his superpower. He's smart.
He might be new money as well.
Yeah.
Because his grandparents are involved in agriculture somehow, but we don't know what his parents are doing.
Oh, that's another thing that I laughed at. When my grandparents sent me these fruits, and they got them there in the corner.
Yeah, the little chibi grandparents eat it all up.
Yes. And,
We believe in you.
yeah, and he cooks his own food. So if he is new money, he still cooks his own food. Yeah. So if he is new money, yeah, there's something from his parents or something. Or something that he did, because there's a chance that he could be a savant who created a technology that is what has made him got him into Shuichi Academy. We literally don't know because these 2 episodes didn't do any kind of character building whatsoever for anybody but Chika. And
I'm really waiting to see whether or not she's actually like a ridiculous mastermind psychology savant and she's totally just playing them together.
Insinuated that, like, from what I've read, is basically she's the one who is puppet mastering both of them to dance them together and then apart, then together, then apart. Like, but I want to see that.
So
Well-
she is what happened if Koiwai went chaotic neutral.
Yes. From what I understand. I mean, that could be wrong, but I only know what I got on r/anime.
So Korwai is chaotic good, right?
Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
He is
There
best
ain't
bro.
no neutrality in that, man.
No. So I want to really quick, since it's relevant, and I want to very quickly give a quick spoiler-free Dragon Ball Super Broly recap, since we talked about a pre-show, a little bit in a pre-show.
It's good. Go watch it. Done.
Yeah, it's good. Broly matters. Gogeta's canon. Fuck you, it's in the trailer. It is fantastic. The art is amazing. The soundtrack is wretched.
What?
Gregorian chanting should not be in your goddamn shonen anime things, especially when the Gregorian chanting is, "Oh, Gogeta! Oh, Broly!"
Oh my god, that kind of chanting.
Yes, it is
Oh.
real bad. And then, like, when they're powering up, they literally just go, "Oh, oh, 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 oh." Like,
Oh, you went a little bit Mickey Mouse there.
whatever. It is
Oh, little buddy.
It's really, really good. Like I said in the pre-show, it got compared someplace to Madhouse Entertainment art, and I could see that because, man, it feels like you are going fast and it is strong. Like, it is not just blink, 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 blink like you have on the anime. Like, it is the one of the coolest things where the background is going a lot faster than the foreground when they're fighting. So, like, they'll, like, Goku will be throwing a punch and it'll be normal speed, but the background will be whipping around and, like, it'll very quickly flash over to Broly, and it's like, it is just really, really strong. It is really, really good animation, really strong. Like, and it does build towards what is going to be whatever the next season of Dragon Ball Super or whatever they're going to call it could be. Also, goddamn, they deserve those Black Star Dragon Balls. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh God.
What?
Oh, Black Star Dragon Balls.
No, they aren't there. But man, when and if they become canon, it's totally deserved.
But no. They have to do it right.
I just
Well, no,
like the idea of Shenron saying, "Fuck you, your wishes are stupid. I'm out."
That's the thing, is that's what made the Black Star Dragon Balls and the Black Star Dragons beautiful, was the fact that they were a built-in punishment for abusing the Dragon Balls.
Yeah.
So the Black Star Dragon Ball arc is good.
Yeah, like that actually is legitimately good. And like, I really like Super Saiyan 4. I'm not gonna lie. Like, Super Saiyan 4 is really cool to me. And they kind of continue.
I definitely like it more than 3.
Yes. I'm fairly sure that 3 at this point is just a laughing joke because nobody uses 3 anymore. Like,
Yeah, they go Super Saiyan 1 straight to blue.
yeah, well, in this one they go 1 red and they go 1 god blue. But like, yeah, there's no, like, 2 occasionally shows up and you can only tell it's 2 because of the lightning bolts.
And then you have whatever Gohan is.
Mystic. He's
Mystic.
He's just ultimate / mystic. Like, his power is very different than a normal Saiyan's.
But that's because he's half Saiyan, half God.
It just Broly, and the best part of this is Broly is not the villain. That's all I'm going to say. He is a character. It's really, 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 really good. Go see it while it's in theaters, because I don't know when we'll be getting it stateside on DVD release.
I'm actually
Also-
tempted to go back and watch Dragon Ball Super again.
It made me like Dragon Ball Super more. Minus the
wow.
first 2 arcs, because fuck
No,
those first
yeah,
two.
I'm going to skip the first 2 arcs, yes. Because I don't need
Yeah.
to see Battle of the Gods and Resurrection.
Watch Battle of the Gods because it's a freaking masterpiece.
Yes.
Is Battle of the Gods on Crunchyroll?
I think so. Watch Resurrection F if you need to, because it's there.
It's there.
I mean, it's about the same in Dragon Ball Super and in and then the movie. So take that as you will.
Yay, Frieza.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Resurrection F doesn't really do much for the whole plot, does it?
No, it doesn't. Just Frieza shows up. I'm golden now because I trained for 4 months. Fuck you, Frieza.
I built myself a little cocoon, and now I can turn gold.
I really don't understand the obsession with Frieza.
Neither do I. It must be a solely Japanese marketing thing because, like, most of the people in America hate, loathe, and despise him.
Yeah, it's all about Cell over here.
Yeah, pretty much.
Damn right it is.
And also, ooh.
Ah.
Now I have a.
But probably because Cell wasn't his own being. The fact that he was a collection of all the.
Oh no, Cell absolutely owned himself.
Oh, by the way, guess who got bought back in brought back in this movie? Raditz.
What?
Raditz is still a thing. He's not brought back as a kid. Like, so no, he exists in this movie. That's all.
He actually gets mentioned again instead of dropping off the face of the universe.
He gets screen time, and that's it. Like, but he still exists, and that's what matters.
Because, okay, in the original Dragon Ball Z, there were supposed to be, what, 5 Saiyans or 4 Saiyans that were off planet?
Goku, Vegeta, Nappa, Raditz.
What about Turnitz?
Yeah, well, Turles isn't canon.
Okay.
Whatever the hell Vegeta's brother's name is that nobody fucking remembers. Torble?
Yeah.
Oh, they also retcon episode of Bardock. Thank God.
Wait, episode of Bardock?
Yes.
Of all the stupid, moronic, shark jumping bullshit.
What I want to say, not sponsored, please sponsors. I went to see this at Studio Movie Grill, and oh my God, I spotted the Team 4-Star manager Team 4-Star fan manager who works there because everybody's still talking and like doing the whole rowdy anime fan thing in the theater. And the manager comes in, waves the volume down on the projector, and he puts his hand up, blinks his phone a couple times, and goes, "Kiko, how you doing, everybody? Shut up and watch the movie," and turns around and walks out. And I'm just like, I'm
standing ovation for this guy.
That's amazing. He did that during the movie?
Yeah, because it was so loud in there. Like, it was ridiculously loud.
What?
Kiko, how you doing, everybody?
Shut up, watch the movie. It's your only warning. And
why was everyone loud?
Because there was no school today, and teenagers are assholes.
Oh. Oh yeah,
That was the problem. You went during regular people hours.
I mean, it was the only showing today at Studio Movie Grill, and like it was like either 7:00 at Regal or 4:45 at Studio Movie Grill, and well, I mean,
yeah, and as good as we have a really good selection of movie theaters around here now. Like, pretty much all of them have assigned seating. Most of them have real food available, even if you can't get it brought to you in the theater. But Studio Movie Grill and we, like CJ said, not sponsored, please sponsor. We spend our own money there.
CJ.
That place is mwah.
Studio Movie Grill or Draft House?
After tonight, Studio Movie Grill.
Damn it.
Because it was just fantastic. Like, everybody was like, and they didn't stop after the previews. It was actually into the movie, and they're just like, for whatever reason, the asshole teenagers and everybody around them trying to get them to shut up just kept getting louder and louder and louder. And apparently enough people got somebody, and the manager came in, just waved the volume down. Kiko, how you doing? Shut up and watch the movie.
Yeah. That's the thing with movie theaters. Like, I can go to the local one here, but they won't bounce anyone. They will bounce people from the Draft House.
Yeah, and that's the first time I've ever heard of anybody misbehaving at studio, because it's such an experience that the people who go there are usually on their best behavior.
Yeah.
Because
like,
you
even
pay a fortune for the food that you're getting.
Yeah, like, people complain about kids in movie theaters. the kids at Studio Movie Girl have been some of my best theater neighbors ever.
Yeah.
They come in, they sit down, they watch the movie, and if they start doing kids things, the parents either gently correct them or bring them outside to play on the jungle gym out front.
Yeah, and that's a legit thing that they have there. It was amazing, and that made the entire, because you had a couple people who were clapping with me and laughing at the whole thing, but yeah, the butthurt teenagers didn't say a single thing the rest of the time.
Beautiful.
Yeah, because they know they were about to get kicked out.
Yeah, just Kiko, how you doing? Shut up, watch the movie. It's your only warning. Like, oh man, I want your autograph, good sir. All right, guys, that's it. That's enough for us for this week. And if you want to email the show at geek-io.net, all our social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram or /geek-io show. If you want to give us a call and leave us a voicemail, you can do that at 727-489-4335. That is 727-489-GEEK. If you want to support this stream and everything that we do on the Geek-io network, head over to patreon.com/geek-io. One new patron a month. That's all we want. So the low is $1 a month. You get a ad-free master feed. You get patron exclusive Discord stuff. You get a lot of entertainment and a lot more stuff that we're planning this year for the low price of $1 a month for everything that we do. If you get a little bit of entertainment out of us, just head over to patreon.com/geek-io. Drop us $1 a month. We'll love you. It helps so much.
We love you a long time.
And yeah, that is that. Go over to patreon.com/geek. We have some show title candidates, you guys. And I think Josh should read them.
Oh no, it's the W's. Because we have the One Who Devours Owls. Praise the mother effing son!
Yes.
Great Sage, Great Sass. Unstoppable Transformation. There's that W again. Episode 13, Bondi's. EscaMOAR, please. Esca less. Koi goes chaotic neutral. Kika, how you doing? Watch the movie.
Oh.
Josh, what's your do you have a tiebreaker vote? Because I voted for both of those top two, so I know you can't vote for them.
It's EscaMOAR 3.
I mean, Josh, you're here.
I mean, I do like EscaMOAR. I also, of course, have to self-flagellate with Praise the Motherfucking Sun.
Yeah, I'll put that one up there for you too. So EscaMOAR pulls is our show title, or alternatively, episode 13, Bondi's. Which is still my personal pick for the show, for the title. All right, guys. We love you. We will see you next time right here on Anime Otaku Show, where Justin will probably be a new dad, and I will still make fun of him.
I hope so.
Leaving halfway or not being on the show at all. But hey, congratulations, Justin.
She hasn't had that baby in 2 weeks. I'm a dead man.
You really are. Because that baby is like, nope, I'm going to stay in here till 2:23 just to spite you, old man.
I mean, Carol time is a running joke with his family.
Oh, God, you're right.
Oh, my God, guys. So, yep, we will see you, and we will be here Thursday where none of us will be speaking because Justin Robert Young and Brian Brushwood from Night Attack are going to be here. So that's going to be an experience.
I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, yeah. And also Dale will be here. So it's going to be a very packed show, and none of us are going to be able to say a single word because it is going to be Night Attack.
Hey, I can rest my voice and have fun at the same time.
Exactly. All right, guys. Love you. See you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
You have been listening to a Geek.io Media Network LLC production. Would you like to convert that to pounds? Copyright 2019.
Diamond Club hopes you have enjoyed this program.